I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Lately, Calvinism or the Reformist belief have come up like a whole lot. The Reformation period seems to be a shift into how many churches practice today. Why is predestination so closely attached to this period? Why is it some people got away from this and some people stuck to it? Where do the Baptists fall into this category? Wow. That is a question that we've been dealing with for now a little over 400 years. This concept of what today might be called Calvinism, Reformed theology, etc. Its connection to the actual Protestant Reformation of the 16th century, etc. So let's actually pull back the layers a little bit. 1517, specifically October 31st, a monk by the name of Martin Luther puts 95 Theses on the Wittenberg door. Next thing you know, there's a complete upheaval because at that time, there was literally a corrupt Roman Catholic Church that had married itself to the world, and one's spiritual condition and the fate of one's soul was the last of their concerns. Honestly, it become about power, money, and power. So there is this calling back to faith, back to Scripture, so to speak. That being said, it begins this incredible movement that you and I today, or at least I'm presuming you on the other side of the camera, have embraced faith on this side of the equation versus the opposite. Now, in those days and into these days, there is this battle, this struggle with what colloquially is called Calvinism, Reformed theology, doctrines of grace. Here's the deal. We got to go way further back than the 16th century and realize that the originator of what we might call predestination theology or Reformed theology, the originator is a man by the name of Augustine. He was a Catholic monk from the 4th and the 5th century. He is the original architect of this belief system. You say, well, why is that important to the question? You need to understand that every single one of the original reformers, Luther, Zwingli, Calvin, etc. These men were lifelong Catholics, and most of them did not leave Catholicism by much. In fact, Luther continued to practice pedobaptism, which is the baptism of babies or infants for the washing away of original sin. Calvin, hence the term Calvinist, truly held on to this Reformed theology of Augustine that had been, at that point a millennia or older. Now, why is this important? We divide the Reformation into two sections, okay? We have the magisterial Reformation, that's Lutheran, that's Presbyterian, that's Anglican, that's Congregational, Episcopalian, think today mainline denominations. And then we have what we call the Radical Reformation. The Radical Reformation are those that broke off of those 50, 100, 150 years later after the Reformation, basically saying, y'all are just, quote, Catholic light, and we want to really embrace this break from. That's where the, quote, Baptists come in historically. Now, per the Reformed theology Calvinist question, my joke to Baptists, you're going to get three opinions. There are Baptists today that are very much Reformed theologically. There are Baptists today that I think, unfortunately, are very Arminian theologically. And there's every shade in between. So at the end of the day, no matter what word we use, no matter what period we reference, no matter what title we claim, the goal should not be to be a Baptist. It should not to be a Reformist. The goal should be a biblicist, not tradition, not what great thinkers, not what churches, not what creeds, and not what councils have said. What does the Bible say? That should be our goal each and every day. Great question. If you have one, send it to askjeff.net, and maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at askjeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.